Hey girls, welcome back to the 30-day How to Lose Belly Fat series where I help you lose your stubborn belly fat. So today we're going to be talking about junk food, how it affects you, what it does to your body, and other alternatives that you can choose for meals like lunch and dinner. So before we get into it, you got to do two things for me. Just two things. I need you to ring my bell. You can ring my bell. Ring my bell, ring, 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 you know, so you get notified when I upload a video. And hit that subscribe button so you can become part of the family. It really does help so much, and it inspires me to know who's out there watching, and it motivates me to keep making awesome videos full of information for you guys. So we're talking junk food. Think fast food, McDonald's, Wendy's, Burger King, Del Taco, you name it. And now I just want you to think, what is the benefit of eating that food? I can tell you right now. So the benefits of eating junk food that you may think, maybe you think it's easy or it's cheap, those are totally not even realistic because for one, you know, making your own food is faster. You may have to take time to do it, but it is faster, especially as the week goes by. And it is more affordable because you're going to the store with a budget. So now I want you to think, how does it affect you? How does eating the junk food affect me and my body? It's high in sodium, high in saturated fat, high in calories. It makes you more unproductive. So let's see, what does that lead to? Besides just consuming the bad food, which contributes to your belly fat, which we went over, I think, in episode 2, the hacks video, it also makes you lazy. Let's just be honest. It makes you lazy, more sedentary. So, like I said, consuming bad food, adding to belly fat, becoming more lazy, being sedentary, not working out, not being active. There you go, in a nutshell. My best advice, how to not be affected by junk food, what to eat for lunch and dinner, plain and simple, stop eating crap. So now we're going to talk about specific meals that you can have for lunch and dinner. So for the meat eaters, I would say this is a good time for you to have your protein. So whether you're a big steak eater, now for belly fat loss in general, I would stick to lean meats like chicken, organic chicken. That's the kind of thing that you want to do. You want to stick to baked or grilled versus fried or deep fried chicken. For your meat eaters, during lunch, maybe this is the time that you have 4 to 6 ounces of chicken, depending on your goals. Now, I'm not talking about anything in particular for one person. I'm talking to hopefully a lot of people right now. This has to be very general because it's not a one-on-one advice. So I would say for you meat eaters, this is a good time for you to have your chicken, for you to have your lean meats. And that's because you're more active during the day for lunch versus dinner. So this is not to say that you can have chicken at night, but we're talking about you losing belly fat. And for you losing your belly fat, I would say to have more of your protein, more of your chicken during the day, because you're more active during the day, you're going to be burning it off, you're probably going to work out, you're probably going to be taking lots of steps, and that's very helpful. For our pescatarians, you have your fish during the day, and maybe for our plant eaters, our plant-based eaters, this is a good time for you to have, your tofu or maybe beans. Now let's flip the script and say that you're a meat eater, and for dinner, what you're going to have. For dinner, let's say instead of having chicken, maybe this is a time where you go a little bit lighter and you switch to fish, depending on what kind of fish, because some fish is higher in fat than others. So maybe you want to go more plant-based if you're a meat eater and switch over to beans or switch over to tofu and vice versa. It's all about substitution and balance and just feeling out what works for your body. So some common things that a lot of people say stops them from eating healthy is number one, their environment. So that could be their family. Let's say that they live with their family. On one side, it could be that they eat junk food, and on another side, it could be that they eat unhealthy, or it could be a combination of both. So some solutions that you could use that this speaks to you, or if this sounds familiar, be a part of the process or be a part of the solution. You could be a part of the grocery shopping, or let's say that you're not really involved in buying the food or buy half of the food, or just go along to the grocery store, and then maybe that way you can be a part of the deciding process of what you guys buy and what you don't buy. And this is the time where you use all the tips from the belly fat series and you buy good food that is going to serve you and your family well. This is the time where you could pull up some recipes, pull up some food ideas. It doesn't even have to be a strict recipe. It could just be, let's eat these foods instead of eating these foods. And if you're a part of the cooking process, then your family is going to be eating what you're eating. It's a win-win. So maybe it's not just your family, maybe it's your friends or your significant other. Let's say that you're on this healthy eating kick and you're like, so-and-so is always, putting this in front of me. Use your list of foods that you can have. So earlier in the series, we talked about certain foods that you should have and substitute. Use this substitution list. Either keep it in your phone and pull it up when you go to order, write it down, keep it in your mind, visualize it, whatever you've got to do, that's what you got to do. When you're eating with your friends, with your boyfriend, with your girlfriends, with your mom, use that list and substitute. And that actually leads me to some questions that I got on Instagram. So I'm going to read you guys a couple of questions that I got on the gram. Okay, so Richie Pensive asked, I've been struggling to get a flat stomach. Any tips? And thanks, you motivate me a lot. Do you know how long it would take before I see progress? It's all about consistency. I know that sounds really redundant and like repetitive, but it is all about consistency. You've got to put these steps in, day by day. Rome wasn't built in a day to a big effort. So Rome wasn't built in a day. You can't watch 30 episodes all in one day and say, okay, I'm gonna do all these things right now, and where are my results? This is something that you have to implement in your life every single day without the ab workouts. The ab workouts are coming, and that's gonna strengthen your core and give you that, give you the look that you want. But it's really, really, really all about these consistent small steps. It's like we are building this little mountain, and it's gonna be an amazing mountain. We're gonna stand on the mountain at the end and do our abs. Okay, so Ellie asks, my belly looks like your before picture, but I'm following your belly fat series. I thought it would consist of workouts. So the workouts are coming. It will start in episode, I believe it's 14, 15 that it starts. So there are 14 to 15 episodes of just information, meal advice, tips, tricks, hacks, videos that are going to help you guys get ready for the health portion, because you've got to think 80-20 at least, because that is what comes first and that is what gives you your foundation. You don't want to build a house on a crappy foundation, because we both know that that's going to fall. Let's see. Okay, she says, just being curious, how long did it take you to get that flat belly? Because it's taking me a while. Girl, I feel you. I can just tell you how I felt. I think at the time, my lifestyle was just unhealthy. So I would just kind of eat whatever. I did live at home at the time, and I wasn't part of the process. I wasn't a part of the grocery shopping mostly. I wasn't a part of the cooking. On and off, kind of when it served me. Like, let's say I had a boyfriend over, then I would cook. Otherwise, I would just eat food out with my friends all the time. I wouldn't really watch what I was eating. And it wasn't that I had like an unhealthy upbringing. I've had different stages of my fitness journey, and I can go into that in another video. If anybody wants to hear about that, like, let me know in a comment below and I will eventually make one. But it was more that I lived an unhealthy lifestyle and, going out all the time, partying, drinking, that creates that belly. And when I started being more aware, I started walking more, I started working out more, I started going to a group class, I started exercising more, I created a regimen, I started drinking more water, I slowly started to cut things out. And that's why I'm saying that it's a consistent journey, because it wasn't overnight. And it's not even to say that after, a few months I got flat abs after doing XYZ or just doing one thing, and okay, it's gonna take you 3 months if this is what you do, because that's not realistic. It's not like a quick time frame. I know if it was, we'd all be walking around like Victoria's Secret models. So I hope that answers your question. That about wraps up this video. If there's anything that you want to hear and you want to see next in this series, leave me a comment below. I would love to hear from you, and I will see you all in the next episode. Bye!